Hello everyone. In this video, let's discuss how to write a program for the number of recent calls. You have a recent counter class which counts the number of recent requests within a certain time frame. So here we have to implement recent counter class. So actually they have given a class called recent counter. We have to implement this class. Recent counter. This is a constructor which initializes the counter with 0 recent request. So I need to fill this constructor. Next is a method int ping int t. So t is the argument. Adds a new request at a time t. So here I am trying to add a new request. So t states the time. So at what time frame I am trying to add a request, where t represents some time in milliseconds. And finally this method returns the number of requests that has happened in the past 3000 milliseconds. So we have to take the past 3000 milliseconds. In those 3000 milliseconds, how many requests has happened? That has to be returned. Specifically return the number of requests that happened in the inclusive range of t minus 3000, t. It is guaranteed that every call to ping uses strictly larger values of t than the previous call. Okay, let's take the example one. So first they have been recent counter. So I have to initialize the counter with 0 recent requests. So I have to initialize this. Before that I have to declare a queue. So queue, I am going to store an integer value. Integer queue. So now I'll initialize. So queue is equal to new linked list. Done. I have initialized the queue. Next ping. Now I have to go to the next method called ping. Here the argument value is 1. So in my queue, first step, I'll comment this. Let's assume this is the queue I have. Queue. Okay. So first step, what I have to do, the timer 1 has to be inserted in my queue. So queue dot add t. So 1 will be inserted in my queue. Fine. After this, I have to take a loop to check in the past 3000 milliseconds how many requests are there. For that, if there are any requests which is there inside my queue other than the past 3000 milliseconds, I have to remove that. For that, I'll check a condition while queue dot peak less than t minus 3000. Okay. So here q dot peak is 1. 1 less than t value is also 1. Timer is also 1. 1 minus 3000 is minus 2999. 1 less than minus 2999, condition is false. I'll not go inside the while loop. So what should I do? I have to return the queue size. So I can say that in the past 3000 milliseconds, I have only one request in the past 3000 milliseconds. Then I'll go for the next ping. So I have 100. So I'll insert 100 into my queue. So on the 100th millisecond, I'm inserting my next request. Fine. Now I have to check in the past 3000 milliseconds how many requests are there. So for that, q dot peak is 1. 1 less than t value is 100. 100 minus 3000 is 2900. Minus 2900. 1 less than minus 2900, condition is false. I'll not go inside. So it returns 2, which means 2 requests I have in the past 3000 milliseconds. Then I'll go to the next ping method. That is 3001. Okay, 3001. So q dot add, I'll be adding 3001 here. Fine. Q dot peak 1 less than t value is 3001 minus 3001. 1 less than 1, condition is false. So I'll not go inside the while loop. So it returns the queue size. What is my queue size? 3. 3 will be returned because in the past 3000 seconds I have 3 requests. Then I'll go to 3002. I'll be adding 3002. Okay. Q dot add. In my queue I'll be adding the timer called 3002. On the millisecond, 3002 millisecond, I'm adding the next request. Now check q dot peak. Peak value is 1 less than t minus 3000. T value is 3002 minus 3000. It is 2. So this doesn't come under the last 3000. This request doesn't come under last 3000. So if I want to consider this in the last 3000, I have to remove my first request. So check the condition. 1 less than 2. Yes, condition is true, which means this doesn't come under the last 3000 millisecond. So I'll be removing the first request. So how can I remove my first request? Q dot poll. So I have removed my first request. 1 has been removed. Now check the condition again. So now 1 has been removed. q dot peak. So peak is 100. 100 less than 2. Condition is false. So I have got the number of requests in my queue which has the last 3000 milliseconds. So I'll come out of the while loop. Now I'll return the size of the queue. The size of the queue is 3. So it returns 3. This is the logic. Now let's run the code. Okay, I have missed a semicolon here. That's why I have got an error. Let's run the code once again. Yes, it passes the test cases. Let's submit the code. Yes, it passes all the test cases. That's all.